Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Dean Rogers. Welcome to another episode of Deals with Dean. Today, we're going to talk about a deal that we had one of our buyers go and meet with the seller to get our contract signed. You're not going to want to miss the details. Let's get it. All right, let's get started. Before we do, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, tell YouTube you'll want some more of this, and we greatly appreciate it. All right, so if you heard me clearly, we had our buyer go meet with the seller to get our contract signed. What? Now that's pretty cool. Let me explain. So we had a call come in. Our acquisition manager knew right away that this was going to be a deal. Now, instead of them jumping in the car and driving 2 hours, we had our acquisition manager reach out to the team on our text thread and ask, hey, do we have anybody that can drive this property? Now, this particular area, I have a buyer that is very trusted, and we like to send out on appointments to go take pictures. Now, in this case, it was pretty unique because the seller was ready to sign, and I thought, let's give it a try. We know we already have an agreed upon price. We've already soft closed the seller over the phone. Why don't we just send our buyer to not only get pictures, but let's send them to get the contract signed too. Now, to take a step back, this buyer that I refer to is actually a real estate agent. Okay, now we have several real estate agents that we work with very frequently that have several buyers that they work closely with. Now, based on us being highly focused on relationships in this business, rather than us working with this agent once and then as a result learning who their buyer is and then working around that agent and working directly with that buyer going forward, I realized that these agents weren't just a single transaction agent. They wanted that relationship and that ongoing relationship with us and the deals that we had. Now, seeing that and seeing the potential for a relationship that would build and that they had multiple buyers that they work with, it's a no-brainer for us to maintain that relationship with that realtor and not go around them. So that's exactly what we do with several different realtors. Is they have their go-to buyers. It might be just a handful or one or two. And instead of working directly with their buyers, even though we know their name, even though we know their email, we know their phone numbers, and even some of those buyers have called us directly and said, hey, add me to your list, we respect that relationship and continue to keep it with that realtor. At the end of the day, that's just going to strengthen that relationship with that realtor, the trust that you have. And as you continue to do more and more deals, they're just going to continue to work hard to bring those deals to their buyers. And it turns out to be a great thing. So in this case, this is one of those deals where the realtor had buyers that were interested. We called up the realtor right away and said, hey, we'd like you to go check out this property today, but we'd also actually like you to get it signed. We have a price we know that we've agreed to already, and we even thought about, do we want to have them try to negotiate the price down? I bet you we could get the price lower if we got there and saw that it needed a little more work, but we decided rather than trying to get messy with someone else not on our team trying to negotiate for us, let's just count our blessings and move forward with the deal that we already agreed upon over the phone. So that's exactly what we did. We had the buyer show up on the appointment. They brought the contract that we had emailed to them and they printed out, and they just showed up, had the seller sign it. We signed it and we got escrow opened. Now the situation on this one was it came through a TV lead for us, and the seller had lost their job. They were behind on their bills. and the property was free and clear and vacant. So being free and clear and vacant, knowing that they just lost their job, we knew they wanted to close quickly. And because it was free and clear and vacant, that certainly made it a lot easier to be able to do that. When the property's free and clear, escrow doesn't have to order what's called a payoff from the bank. So they don't have to wait for that payoff to come back, which can seriously take anywhere from 24 to 48 hours up to a couple weeks. So not having to wait allowed us to move through that a lot faster. Now, before the realtor walked the property for us to get pictures, he had asked me over the phone what price we thought we wanted. So I gave him just a ballpark figure of what I expected we would want, making some assumptions about the condition. Now, after he walked it, we asked him to go ahead and send us the pictures. That way we can confirm the condition and exactly what price we'd want to be at. Now, after he was done walking the property, he called and said, "Hey, it looks good. Go ahead and send me the contract at the price we talked about, and we'll go ahead and get escrow open and closed ASAP." Once I saw the pictures were actually much better than we expected, and we immediately knew that we could sell it for a lot more. So there was a moment where we had some conversation to figure out, well, does it make sense for us to go back and increase the price, or do we stick to the number that we had mentioned before? Talked with my partner about this, and we realized we just kind of gave a ballpark number, right? We didn't say, hey, if you can give this to us, we'll take it. We gave a ballpark number. We were asked on the spot for what number we wanted for it. And so we gave a general number and knew that we still needed those pictures to confirm the condition. Now, because of the relationship and because this realtor knows that he was getting first shot, first look, no one else was going to be able to see this property, and they had the opportunity to buy it, he was completely understanding of the fact that we might adjust our price. So we had a little negotiation fun there, and he asked, well, what price did we want? I said, go ahead and talk to your buyer and find out what price you're willing to pay. So they called back and went ahead and offered $10,000 more. Now, we could have probably sold it for anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000 more. And so what I went back with was, hey, you know what? We felt pretty confident that we could really strongly sell it for $20,000 more. So what do you think about that? We went ahead and did the whole in the middle and landed on $15,000 more for this particular property. In the end, this turned from a $25,000 profit deal to a $40,000 profit deal after discovering that the property was actually in better condition than we originally thought, and we were able to push the price up, negotiate with the buyer who went on the appointment for us, got the contract signed by the seller for us, and we were able to put a great deal together. We closed 10 days later, and it turned out to be an awesome deal. All right, well, I hope this video was helpful. I hope this proves to you that relationships are key in this business. Continue to work on those relationships and building upon them so you can build the trust to be able to have something like a buyer for you actually go on the appointment for you and get a contract signed. That is just being super efficient and maximizing as many deals as you can. Till next time, peace.